Hey guys, what's going on? This is your old pal CHH. I wanted to do a video today of 10 movies from the 70s and 80s that really creeped me out, whether it be for the first time when I saw it when I was a little bit younger, or just, I still do to a certain extent. This also gives me a chance to kind of talk about a little bit of some deeper dive films, if you will, and things of that nature. So without further ado, we're going to get through this. Some of these are actual 4K releases, but they have Blu-rays too. I just think it's better to do this as a Blu-ray type video showing you 10 movies I really like as opposed to a 4K, because some people don't do 4K. So if you see any of these releases and movies I talk about that you do like, know that they should have Blu-rays with them. So without further ado, let's get into it, guys. These are 10 70s and 80s movies I found very creepy. Number 10, and this is in no particular order, this movie right here, man, Dead and Buried. This one actually has a lenticular slip. Now, this comes from the writer Dan O'Bannon. Now, what I love about this film so much is just like the bleak feeling of hopelessness on this beach. Now, here's a little bit of the plot of this movie. I'll read you guys. Something very strange is happening on the coastal village of Potter's Bluff, where tourists and transients are warmly welcomed, then brutally murdered. Even more shocking is when these slain strangers suddenly reappear as normal, friendly citizens around town. I'll stop right there. Yeah, this movie really was such a hidden gem when I saw it. But then when I learned that it was written by Dan O'Bannon, it was no surprise that this was going to be so good. And if you have any sort of wincing pain with needles and eyeballs, which most of you probably will, there's a scene in here that'll really get to you. Love this movie. This release is fantastic. I cannot say enough good things about Dead and Buried. For some reason, this is a hidden gem. I don't know why, and I'm not saying it like I'm better than anybody, because the reality is I never heard about this film until this 4K came out, and then when I watched it, I was like, holy shit, this movie is fan-freaking-tastic, and it's got such amazing atmosphere. It's so creepy. I love it to death, guys. So Dead and Buried, get it. There is Blu-ray versions available as well if you just want that. That's cheaper. Great movie. Great movie. So next up, guys, this is absolutely a hidden gem. Love this movie. Shout out to an old buddy of mine. His name is Lorne. I doubt he's watching this now, but if you are, he gets all the credit for The Haunting of Julia. This movie has one of the freakiest openings of a 70s film I've ever seen. There are movies from the late 70s or just in the 70s in general that truly are creepy. And I think it has a lot to do with that time period. Something about the 70s just... it's creepy. The 70s is a creepy decade, especially the late 70s. I don't know if it was the clothing, the furniture, the wallpaper in homes, but everything about it just lends itself to feeling atmospheric. Now, the beginning of this movie, I will keep spoiler-free, but it is a jaw-dropping opening scene. And this turns into one of the greatest, spookiest ghost stories of the decade. It's such a hidden gem. It is a slow burn, I will admit that. But to me, a movie's either interesting or it's not. And this movie, to me, is very interesting. Love this movie. Check out The Haunting of Julia. This is a 4K release from Scream Factory. Now, there is no real Blu-ray release of this film. This film jumped basically from VHS to Blu-ray 4K, but this does include a Blu-ray. The Haunting of Julia. Everybody slept on this release when it came out. I don't know anybody that owns it. Next up, we get to talk about one of my favorite people, John Russo, the writer of Night of the Living Dead, the creator of Night of the Living Dead, alongside Russ Streiner and George A. Romero. This movie, I thought it was going to be more funny than anything, but it actually got under my skin with some of the stuff that happened in this movie. For instance, people being put in small dog cages and being locked up in there. The visual of that creeps me out. It makes me so uncomfortable. I'm talking about an actual video nasty title, Backwoods Massacre, but in America we knew it as Midnight. Now, this is a Severin Films Blu-ray. This is a slipcover that it comes with. This is the movie right here. I think besides obviously the Return of the Living Dead, which John Russo wrote the original screenplay for and is responsible for existing the movie, because without him, not even Return of the Living Dead would have happened. But Midnight, I think, is my favorite film he actually directed. This is a cult backwoods movie that definitely has a feeling of black humor to it, but some of the visuals are so stark and the situations are just, they got to me. It was one of those movies where I just put it on not thinking I was going to even like. I ended up loving Midnight. So if you're a fan of the video nasty type stuff, Midnight is one of the better ones in my opinion. And funny story about Midnight. Midnight was done with a modest budget. Tom Savini did the special effects makeup in this, and this movie made $1 million on VHS when Vestron released it back in the day. So yeah, Midnight, the visuals of people in cages just creeps me out, and the stuff in here just, man, oh, I hate it. It makes my skin crawl because it's such a vulnerable, disturbing image to see a human in a cage like that. So check out Midnight, guys. Love this movie. John Russo, you are the man. I know people have this movie, but I swear when I bring it up, a lot of times it's like, wait, what is that? I'm talking about a movie called The Caller. Now, this stars Madeline Smith and Malcolm McDowell. Now, the premise of this movie seems fairly simple, but the performances are so good. Basically, Madeline Smith is in her home at night. Everything's just a cozy, quiet night. And Malcolm McDowell shows up because he needs to make a phone call. He makes said phone call, or attempts to, and then just doesn't leave. The tension grows and grows between these two. You think something's going to happen horribly bad. Nothing happened yet. I'll stop there because I don't want to spoil it. But this is a movie that is just a pot-boiling suspense movie. And the performances are so good. I think Malcolm McDowell is one of the most underrated, really, horror actors. I mean, he's done this movie. He's done other horror films. Obviously, you know, people know him for Clockwork Orange, but I think his performance in Cat People is fantastic. And this movie, just like, I was like, oh, this guy's really good in horror. Really, really good. Which I don't know if people even consider Clockwork Orange a horror film. Call it whatever you want. My point is, movies like this, he absolutely shines. The Caller is one of the creepier movies he's done. And I love it. This is Vinegar Syndrome. This came out back in like 2020. Check this movie out. Just kind of crept out. I just happened to pick it up because I saw the name at the top, Malcolm McDowell. Love it. This movie is the real deal. It'll get to you. Next up, guys, this is a movie. It's kind of hard to get on Blu Ray, but I can't not have it on this list. This came out in a 3-pack from Scream Factory when it initially was released. I'm talking about the best Amityville movie, Amityville 2: The Possession, without a shadow of a doubt when it comes to Amityville movies. The original is a classic. I love it to death. But somehow, Amityville 2, written by the great Tommy Lee Wallace, is a genuine creepy masterpiece. Creepy in more ways than one. Visually, sound-wise, it definitely gets creepy, but also story-wise. And some of the stuff that happens, it's like, wait a minute, what the hell is going on? They're not supposed to do this. They're not supposed to do this. You have those moments in there. So, yeah, this movie just defies the, sequels can be good, but they're not supposed to be better than the originals. No, this one says, no, we're not doing that. We're gonna improve and beat the original. And it's also based on a true story. So there's that as well. I think Amityville 2 is a masterpiece. It's a shame that this movie isn't on 4K UHD and has this glorious upscale or a new scan, if you will, and put on 4K for the world to be able to enjoy. It's like I said, it's a little hard to get on Blu-ray, but DVDs are widely available. Stream the movie above anything else because above just talking about physical media, I want you to enjoy and see the film. So yeah, masterpiece, Amityville 2, definitely the creepiest of all the Amityville movies, and that is a fact, guys. This one is a mainstay, but man, I love talking about this film. I can't help it. I'm talking about The Dead Zone, Christopher Walken. What's creepy about this movie is the reality of having a superpower like this, being able to be clairvoyant, see things that happen when you weren't there, the responsibility that you would then have is terrifying to think about. Absolutely terrifying. And we saw this throughout this movie. It weighed on him, and he had to do the unthinkable at the end of the movie. I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it, but in the middle of the movie, there's a murder, and he has to figure out who did it based off of the ability that he got, and it's horrifying what you would have to do and what you would have to be responsible for. This movie, I think, when you look at Stephen King films, I swear, every time I watch this one, I say, I don't know how many movies can possibly be better than this that are based off of Stephen King books. I'm serious. I think this movie is that good. It's the most accessible David Cronenberg film, too. I seriously mean that. Even a little bit more so than The Fly and Scanners and Videodrome. I really think the most accessible. You don't have to get ready to get into too much weird stuff with Cronenberg. Not saying that's an insult because I like his films, but like just jump right into this movie and just boom, enjoy it for what it is The Dead Zone. I love this movie. This is a masterpiece to me. And a creepy film because I really start to think about, like I said, the responsibility of what you would have to do with that power. Coming up, there is a Blu-ray version straight out available from Scream Factory as well with that. This one is a David Stuart Gordon film. It's so funny. When I talk to people about this movie, he filmed Reanimator, and then if the story goes correct the way I have it in my head, he filmed this movie while waiting for another set to be done to film From Beyond, and that movie was Dolls. Now, a lot of people that I talk to will tell me between the two movies, From Beyond and Dolls, a lot of people have started to tell me they prefer the movie Dolls between the two, me included. I think Dolls is the primordial creepy movie you watch as a kid, but even still today, because it's something that it kind of sticks with you, those childhood fears of, what if that thing over on my shelf just kind of starts to look at me and move around? Dolls is a funny, quirky, dark humor movie, but it's also so creepy. Even in the beginning with like this giant teddy bear that looks vicious that comes out of the woods. It's such a stark image. I love it. But Dolls is definitely a primordial, like youthful, creepy movie that I think just sticks with us. And when you watch it, it does transport you back to your childhood. Now, this Blu-ray from Scream Factory is out of print, but it is available. Enter the Video Store, I think is what it's called. The Enter the Video Store, not Empire of Screams. Enter the Video Store box set from Arrow. They have that box set, and this movie is a part of that box set, and this movie looks great in that box set. Even better than this. So that'll be the way to go. And the movies in that set, I did a full review on those. Please check it out. I don't think you can go wrong with that box set. This movie right here, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. This is a late 70s film made for television. This movie has no business being as good as it is. I freaking love this film. Creeps me out. You have to watch this movie late at night with the lights out, windows shut, dark room. It's a movie about let me read this to you. An old house, a mysteriously locked room, a terrifying secret, elements that make a horror movie memorable, chilling, get a taut, spooky reworking, and don't be afraid of the dark. Jim Darby and Jim Hutton stars Sally and Alex, young married to inherit a crumbling mansion. Despite warnings to leave well enough alone in her new home, Sally unlocks the mysterious room, opens a bricked-up fireplace, and unleashes a horde of whispering, hideous, murdering mini-demons only she can see and hear. So these suckers, they were so creepy in the movie. I love this film so much. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, 1973, and I think they ended up remaking this kind of with another movie. No, this movie is great, super creepy. Don't sleep on it. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. I don't know if this will ever get a 4K, because we just saw that Warner Archive is dipping their toes into 4K, but my money says get this Blu-ray. Great movie. This may be one of the creepiest films I've ever seen. Don't let this vague title throw you off, especially the artwork. This movie is brutally creepy. I'm talking about The Entity. This came out from Scream Factory a few years ago. Like I said, I know this artwork doesn't look like much. What happens when ghosts show up and they haunt you? That's one thing. But what if a ghost physically wants to hurt you but not kill you? And that's as descriptive as I'll make it, especially if you're a female. This movie is a rough watch. It is so disturbing and creepy. It's one of those things where I don't know why The Entity isn't as talked about as much as other films from the decade. Obviously, like, you're not going to hear much people talk about The Entity as you will, like, A Night of the Creeps or stuff like that, where the movies are fun. And I think that's why. But The Entity is a difficult movie to get through. But do I think it's a well-made film? I mean, I think it's close to an 80s horror masterpiece. It goes there. It's a brutal film, but it is so creepy. The Entity is something else. Like I said, the poster art, you almost think it's like a cheap little, almost like, look at that. What do you make of that artwork? You can't really make anything about it. But no, this movie right here, guys, good God. So creepy. Last but not least, guys, I really want to re-talk about this movie again. I did a review on this. The name of the video is like something like I wasn't supposed to review this movie, and that's true because an anonymous Vinegar Syndrome employee actually bought this themselves and then sent it to me and said, why didn't you get this? You're a fool for not getting this. And they were right. Let's Scare Jessica to Death. Loved this movie. This is such a creepy movie about a girl who has essentially some sort of mental disorder, whether it be schizophrenia, where she sees and hears things. And the stuff she sees and hears is creepy. If you're freaked out by images in the water, too, this movie right here. Let's Scare Jessica to Death. This is available from Vinegar Syndrome. This is part of their Paramount Scares line. Definitely get your hands on this movie. I love this movie, and I love the poster art. This is like one that I want to have a 27x40 up. The poster art is so good with the girl on the boat with the skeleton hands. Not saying it happens in the movie, but a lot of great movie posters have images that didn't necessarily happen in the film. Great movie, great release. genuinely creepy. Early 70s. I love Let's Scare Jessica to Death, guys. So those are 10 creepy 70s and 80s horror films, guys. I appreciate you watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on those down below, and please drop some recommendations for me, to hell with the audience, for me to check out in case I haven't seen them. Thank you guys for watching. God bless y'all, and I'll talk to y'all very, very soon. Bye. Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.